Hi, Joe Cerrone.
And Al Rosen.
Welcome to our weekly meeting for CAD 116 Basic AutoCAD. We have our upcoming assignments. Today, Module 13 is due.
No,
Excuse me.
Module 6.
Yes, thank you very much. Module 6 and Module 7 are due. And then next week, we really start to wrap things up with Module 8 and 9. And then finally, Module 10. And Al's been talking about maybe making that bonus. We'll see how that kind of turns out. Remember that in the content area, we are following the outline of topics. And so here's our outline of topics. Go ahead, Al.
Go to student, please. Click on student, please. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
Outline of topics. And I've already downloaded it, so it's right here. And so as we look at the path that we're on, we've been good about covering these different chapters and these different modules. And here we are, mid-July, and we're into the review section where basically we've put all the work out there for you. Utility commands, section views, blocks, and references. Remember, it's all color-coded so that the blue is the reading assignments from the textbook. So you can say, okay, I need to look at chapter 15 for utility commands. We can go here. We can go to chapter 15, obtaining drawing information. And then the learning objectives of how to measure things like distances, radius, and diameters. And that information then ties into the assignments. And so if we look at the Module 8 assignments, we have an architectural floor plan and a mechanical drawing in which you will calculate out the areas. And so if we look at the information on the PDFs for them, here's our gasket drawing. And we can then tie that into the textbook where we can go and take a look at things like how to calculate these out. And so if I pull those drawings, here's lab 8B, this is the mechanical drawing, and I turn off the grid. And if you've created this drawing with center lines and dimension lines, that's fine. That's kind of what we want to do. But when we go through and analyze them, we don't need that much information. And so things like calculating out the area of this part could be done by creating a polyline by saying, or a region by saying region, and then we select the geometry. And it went to a layer that's turned off. So let me undo that, and I'll make layer 0 active. And I'll do that again. Those are the little things, right?
I like that. The magic show.
Yeah, if you've been doing it for a while, it's easy to figure out. But if it's new to you, those can throw the students. But so it's a polyline or a region, which means it's a closed boundary shape. And the book will tell you this, but we can go in here and analyze things like area. And so we can say area, add area, object, and then I can click on that. And then I can hit enter and I can toggle it down to subtract the area. And so I can say area. I have to do it again. Add area. Okay, object. And then hit enter. And then we go to subtract. And then we go down here and we say object. And we can subtract out the holes.
And the rectangle for you too.
Right. And
One
it
more
keeps
hole, one more hole, one more hole, one more hole.
Thanks, Al. Keeps a running total as you go through these. And you can either pay attention and keep an eye on that, or what I'll do is I'll hit the flip screen or hit the F2 screen. So F2 will give you the last information. So here we can calculate out the total area, Control C, Control V, and we can do those area calculations. So the textbook has some really great applications for things like how to analyze drawings, and that ties into our outline of topics. And then we also look at section views, module 9, chapter 23. Come back here to the table of contents. In our learning objectives of using hatch patterns and design centers. There's a lot of content in these, but we want to be able to just give people basic exposure to different types of drawings in CAD. And so if we look at the drawings for 9, and this is the other one for 8, where we would go through and calculate out the room sizes and the areas for that. And here's our architectural drawing section view for 9. And our mechanical drawing section view. Back to the main splash page, back to the outline of topics. And so as we go, we have in the splash page, in the announcements, everything released to 9. And then we're planning on releasing 10, but we're going to just see if we need to maybe pare that back a little bit. Final exam starts next week on the 22nd. And so what we will do, Al, do we want to start that on the 19th or the 20th? We'll start that on the 20th because it's a Tuesday. I think we might be a little ambitious to get it on Monday, but we'll have that set at our next video meeting, how to take the final exam. And it will be proctored. And so we'll use an application for proctoring. And the proctoring software is called HonorLock. And so in order to use the HonorLock system, you'll have to have a webcam and you'll have to have a photo ID to basically the proctor has you turn on your webcam and show your identification, and then they'll like zoom around the room. But essentially it allows us to verify who everybody is. And we'll put that information in the announcements.
And there's a cost to it also of $6.
There is $6 for a one-time exam. I think it's
$11 for multiple, if you're taking multiple courses at OCAD.
right, first semester. So a lot of the students will be familiar with that as we start to go through things. All right, now if we look at the main splash page, Al's got everything pretty well laid out for you. Just as a review, it's showing the latest releases. So it goes from the most current. As we look at hatching and patterns, we've got a YouTube video right here. We try to put videos down for everything so that as you go through and you work on these assignments, you can use the videos. And I use this all the time. I am becoming a big YouTube fan where just about anything from putting in a dishwasher and connecting up my Wi-Fi to my dishwasher, much easier to go through with some visual applications in less time. So I think that's really the way that we go. There's some additional content. We always have a little bit of things in here from like our Oakton CAD and some of our earlier, more simpler times working with CAD. But essentially it goes through and shows you how to create these different drawings and the content for that. I'm going to stop that, go back to the main splash page. And then we have our module 8, which we touched on, going through area calculations. Here's how to calculate an area of a bedroom. And so it links back to this type of an assignment where we could go in here and we could say, measure area. And then we go through with an object snap on, and we can go through and be extremely precise. We can calculate it out into the closet areas.
Especially if you're doing flooring on it.
Yeah, cost of lumber now.
Or painting or whatever the case be. At least you know exactly from step 1 to step 2 and all the way around exactly what you have, so there's no waste, basically.
And so it'll calculate out the square feet. And this one is coming up a little lighter than my number here. It's probably because the closet wasn't included in the calculation. But I think we understand where we're going with that. So that's our module 9 information. very useful. We also do this with the mechanicals, and a lot of the testing for certification exams are done this way, where they have you draw the object or the part, and then they have a calculation based on volume or mass properties of some sort. Here's the video for the architectural.
I hope it comes up. There it goes.
There we are. See, in our earlier days, you were on the West Coast, I was on the East Coast.
That's right.
So we feel the course is pretty well laid out with all the content. It's just a matter of making sure that you have the time to get everything done. Again, here's our video meetings. You don't have to watch all the videos. They're there to assist you. You can just go right through the assignments and do the work. And that's pretty much it. We have everything, I believe, laid out. Al's got the settings so that as you do the assignments, it links to the grade book. Don't forget to take the quizzes and exams so that you can make sure that you get all the points that you have available for the course. So with that, we're in the wrapping up mode. Next week, we will go through and show you how to take the final exam. Make sure that you email us or instant message us if you have any questions. And with that, I'm going to wrap things up. Al, is there anything else that I might need to cover before we end this meeting and open things up for questions?
Nope, everything is fantastic.
Terrific. All righty. Well, we enjoy teaching the course and look forward to getting things wrapped up. If you do have any questions on any future courses, we're available for information on that as well. All righty. Have a good day. This ends to this week's video meeting.
Bye now.